Red, Robin, Ryan, Christopher, Monica, Dakota, Ray, Mike, Alex, Steven, and Sven. Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for being here. Patrick, good afternoon. Buffalo Bill, welcome to the stream. Mendy, good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Jason, howdy. Nathan, how's it going? Fraud, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. There we go, now I can actually hear myself think a little bit. Yeah, Jason, we do have a date. Yes, we do. August the 24th, right? Thursday. Mr. Jackpots, you passed me on my Rogue and Lock Modan? That's true. I was on my Rogue and Lock Modan, so I believe you. That's awesome. Yep, we are about 3 weeks away. 4 weeks away? It's a number of weeks. And then we have official hardcore. My guild put like a poll up in their Discord to try to gauge like what version of people were going to be more interested in. Like, really? It's WoW players. They're going to be more interested in the absolute fresh start. You know? Like, they're not just going to want to hang out here. They're going to at least want to go try the official hardcore. And then, you know, maybe some people come back after that, but probably not. Arnie, good evening. Thanks for stopping by. Steven, good afternoon to you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to kill, like, the current servers, you know what I mean? It always felt like that was kind of Blizzard's intention, was to get hardcore off the servers it's currently on. And, you know, they could cite a lot of reasons for that. They could simply say, look, this was a roleplay server. And we feel like having an enormous hardcore community on a roleplay server is possibly harmful to the roleplay community on that server. You know, it could be as simple as that in their minds, and that could be honestly how they feel, you know. So I do feel like all along the intention, part of the design behind official hardcore, was to get hardcore off of these servers, to make it like die a slow death or die a quick death, but ultimately to return the server to its natural state. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, the thing about it is, the closer we get to the official launch, the less and less people are going to be playing on these servers. And like I said, I think that's by design. I think it's how Blizzard wants it, and I don't really have anything. I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily. It sucks as an enjoyer of the mode who like wants to get on here every single day regardless. It sucks to be like that and to see like the community decline. But I feel like ultimately it'll be okay. And I feel like even if the purpose was to kind of shrink these servers back to their roleplay populations, ultimately, as long as people have a place to hardcore, that'll be fine, I think. It's just going to be a rough few weeks, I think. Because it's going to feel like it's dying, right? Because it is dying. It's going to hopefully be birthed again on the official servers. But we'll have to wait and see, like, you know, how big it is then. Will it ever reach the heights that it kind of reached, you know, a couple months ago? Before, like, think about hardcore on these servers, like right before the announcement happened. It was huge, you know. Every day, every moment, whether it was 9 a.m. or 6 p.m., if you logged into the starting area, it looked like a launch night. Will official hardcore be like that? I don't think it will be like that for long. You know how, like, in solo self-found, people die a lot quicker? So it's like, it's always busy at the starting areas. I think on the official servers, like, people won't die as early. And I don't know if as many people will go again. So we'll have to wait and see. Justin, good afternoon. Sorry if I missed some of you guys coming in while I was ranting. Yeah, Mr. Jackpots, they're like that now. Like, and they might not be digging it, you know what I mean? But here's the thing, man. They're gonna play it day one, minute one, hour one. Like, people talk like, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be as good. I don't know if I'm gonna be into it. Yeah, and they might not be overall, but they're gonna give it a shot. You know what I mean? There's no way that there's lots of people playing right now in hardcore. There's no way that there's many people who are not gonna give the official a shot, even if they don't plan to stay. Even if they think they hate it, there's not many people playing hardcore right now that aren't going to give the official server a shot. That's a fact. You know, but people will express what they think are their feelings about it. But I think maybe a lot of people's feelings will change once they get over there and start playing. We're like a delayed excited, Mr. J. I'm not like super excited either. It's a really weird thing to have happen. Because a lot of times when someone's releasing something new, whether it's a new season or a fresh start server, you don't have to feel something else die to get there. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times when you get something new, you just get something new. Hey, there's this big cool new thing coming. It's coming August 24th. It's going to be great. And then you just look forward to it. But for us to get there, we have to watch something die first. And that kind of dampers the excitement. Just a little bit, you know? That's my thoughts on it anyway. That's how I feel about it. I feel like, yeah, I'm hopeful and optimistic for official hardcore, but I have to watch this die first. And I'm going to be here every minute of it. And it's not new. Mr. Jackpots, absolutely, it's not new. And we have to witness the old incarnation die so we can see a new incarnation of it. Yeah, and we can hope that's enough for some kind of hype. You know, we can hope that's enough for us to be excited on day one and to really dive in and to keep going again. We can only hope that it makes us want to go again, you know? And maybe it will be a hit or miss, we'll have to see. But I do think that's part of why people cannot be as optimistic. All those points, you know, are why maybe you're not sensing the amount of hype you might think. But it'll take until they're open. You know, the hype will be there on day one, minute one, hour one. But I don't think it's going to be hard to imagine a lot of hype right now. You know, people are just kind of like, okay, good, great, we have a date, this is good. It's like low-key excitement. And we've got other things coming up, you know. We got Baldur's Gate 3. Hopefully we'll have like a good month with Baldur's Gate 3, you know, and then we'll be ready to do some more hardcore. I don't know. Yeah, Jason, I think that's right. I think that's right. Because even if you're going to do the add-on, and even if you're going to do solo self-found, why not just do it on the official server, you know? Why come back and do it on Bloodsail Buccaneers? Like, if you still want to do a solo self-found new character, you know, why not just run it on the official server? That's where people are going to be anyway, you know? Arnie, yeah, we have a date. It's the 24th. Perch, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I mean, that's my mentality, Jason. I'm just going to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing right here, probably right up until the release. Because I plan, especially if this character's still alive, I plan to keep going here solo self-found for that character. Mr. Jackpots, those are great options too. Yeah, I've been playing the Rogue a little bit in the recorded series now. I've been enjoying that. I haven't got on recently to Wrath to play any more of the Heroic Plus Plus, but maybe I'll do some of that tomorrow night. And I've been enjoying leveling my Warlock in retail. And I'm excited to get that character to 70 because right after that I'm going to do a Night Elf Druid through retail. And see a bunch more zones in the old world that I've never seen before with the new lighting and the new skyboxes and stuff, like how they expanded the view distance. Yeah, so I'm excited to keep rolling characters in retail. My plan is that by 11.0 I'll have every class at max level. And then that way going into whatever's next, we'll have our choice of like what we bring. Perch, do I think it's possible to enjoy WoW playing 3 or 4 days a week for just an hour? Fucking absolutely, man. That sounds almost like the perfect amount of time. Like, if you just got 3 or 4 days a week, and you got an hour each of those days, and it's just, like, otherwise empty time, yeah, I think that would be an amazing way to play WoW. It's the best way to play Classic, because in Classic, you're not going anywhere. You're not in a rush. There's nobody waiting for you to get raid ready. You know, there's no one waiting for you to be able to do Mythic 20 keys. Like, there's no expectation that you're going to do endgame content. So especially just for, like, a deep, immersive, like, relaxing journey, yeah, that's, like, the perfect amount of time. Yeah, if you've ever thought, maybe I want to play WoW again, you know, you've been away from the game for a long time, it's the best time to come back. I can't really express that enough. It's kind of like a golden time to come back, which sounds really corny and stupid and whatever. We can take the piss out of it if we want. But it really is, because like in retail, they're doing more than they've ever done for retail. As far as like the content cadence, the things they're giving to players in way of character customization and character options, with opening up the new class race combos, giving us things like Red Eridar Draenei. Yeah, and then like, you know, and then in Classic they're trying. Like, understand Classic, they don't have a team of developers working on it. They don't have a budget. But, you know, they're giving us official hardcore, and at the end of the year, we're going to get a new season of Classic era. Think about Wrath of the Lich King. We've got 2 new dungeon types and like 6 new currencies that never existed originally. So that's Classic Plus content that they put into Wrath. And yeah, who knows what else they'll do with Wrath of the Lich King before its end, you know? And who knows what they'll do with Kata. They could, since they've done so much with Wrath, you know, I'm willing to think that like in Cataclysm, you could see more Classic Plus style stuff. I don't want to go so far as to say they'll ever be able to make like new zones, new raids, new dungeons, but you know, Wrath gave us 2 harder 5-mans that like aren't mythic. They're not a time trial, so Blizzard knows that like Classic people, we don't want time trial shit. We don't want to have to rush through the content as quickly as we can, so they've learned, you know, and they've given us content that like shows they've learned. So it's a golden time to get back into WoW. To wrap that all up, yeah. Vic, I played a druid a couple times in Classic. We got the hardcore one killed at like level 25 though. So no, not a lot of druid's probably my least played class. I hardly even think of it as a class. Yeah, Aaron, you gotta just think about what you want. Like, do you want a character that's gonna like go forward? Do you want to see like the different expansions and like see everything on a character, or are you content with like a nice long Classic journey? Because it's totally different, and both answers are good answers. Because yeah, you know, you have a lot of time before Cataclysm comes out, and so you just gotta ask yourself: do I want my character to see that whole journey? And have maybe parts of that journey be a little bit faster than they used to be, or do I want the slower original vanilla experience, and that's all that I'm in for? It's John C. Finally someone. Yeah, this is from our conversation yesterday. Like I'm like, it's a hardcore stream, but I'm fishing for the first like 30 minutes of it. I'm sure that baffles people who like aren't familiar and just come and click on the stream. We'll get going here in a minute. Let's see. Yeah, we can do a little bit of cooking. Yeah, it's only relaxing for me to do it on stream when I can talk to you guys. When I try to fish in like the immersive stuff, or I try to fish like on my own in a vacuum, I find it incredibly the most tedious thing I could think to ever do. And it definitely like sinks in why I've never done fishing and cooking and stuff before. But if we're hanging out and we can have a little chat and I can give people time to find the stream, then I find it relaxing and it's fine. I can't really drink coffee while I fish, which is like, you know, not ideal to me. But yeah, besides that, it's fine. I have like a drinking coffee window, but you have 3 seconds after the bobber goes off to click. So sometimes I don't make it back if I'm taking a swig of coffee. It gets the trolls out, yeah. Yeah, fishing for a while also can be like troll bait based. I'm fishing for trolls to some extent. Yeah, we've had a couple. Yeah, we've had a couple, and I don't have my wife is actually busy today, being a real human being, so I don't have her in the chat to like to do the moderator things. It's just me today, and I miss so much that like who knows what kind of trolls I'll miss, you know? Yeah, yesterday was a little bit of a weird day. Only thing worse is Minecraft fishing. My kid plays so much Minecraft and I've never heard him talk about fishing in Minecraft. Is Minecraft fishing real? Because I don't think he knows it is. my kid plays like a lot of Minecraft, okay? And he loves fishing. He always wants to go fishing for real, even though I don't like hooking fish and throwing them back because I think that's like kind of pointless. So he always wants to go fishing, and so if there was fishing in Minecraft, I was like maybe he would be doing it. It's really boring even with mods. I don't know if he would care. He's just would be doing it for the fantasy of doing it, you know. He'd probably have like a little story wrapped around it, as kids do. I ignore troll comments too, Justin, but sometimes you can't. there are some things that like just can't be, and so like I wish I could just like ignore everything, but unfortunately like at a point I have some kind of responsibility to chat and to myself and to the universe. Minecraft fishing is also relaxing, so different takes on it, because I would tell you that like World of Warcraft fishing is the most heinously boring thing in existence until I was doing it with you guys. So yeah, different takes on it. It's because of the reward structure, not a lot of reward for it, yeah. Only goblin comments, Red Robin? I don't know. We know how I feel about goblins. I said we get going, and then I kept fishing. I realized this. Where do we want to go? I want to cook. But I don't know if I go over to Westbrook if there's going to be a place for me to cook. You think there ought to be a kitchen there in the keep or something. Let's see. If I want to cook here, I think I have to go to Old Town. There's not in the inn in the trade district, there's not a fire or hearth or anything. WoW fishing is more boring when you're just doing it for leveling. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not exciting. Yeah, I'd have to go to Old Town. I don't really want to go to Old Town. Maybe I can go to this person's house. Sometimes houses have like a hearth in them. Maybe we can use their hearth. They probably don't have one, but we can see. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, we should be able to just intrude here. You know, we're not really house invading because they don't have doors in World of Warcraft. It's always troubled me with how dangerous the actual world is in Azeroth that like we've never had doors. Why can't we have doors? I mean, I know some of why we can't have doors. I feel like by Dragonflight, we could have doors, right? If they wanted to have doors in the game, we could do it at this point. We have the technology. We can make doors better, stronger. Make them at all would help. Script, good evening, man. Thanks for being here. In Orgrimmar, all the lanterns count as fireplaces? That's rude. Yeah, that's not right. Lucas, you've said hello 3 or 4 times now. Well, so have I to like 100 people. Well, hello to you. Good afternoon. I appreciate you being here. Unfortunately, I'm just a human being, and so I do miss things in chat. As small as my chat is, I'm still, you know, only semi-competent as a streamer in general. No paintings of fruit here. No, nothing. Robert, you're maxed out on cooking, man. Stop cooking. Yeah, okay. Goldshire it is. Goldshire. Lucas, I know it's fine. I already knew it was fine. Now you do too. Imagine someone going into your house to cook at your fireplace. Yeah, just innocently cooking at your fireplace. You're just standing there. Let's see if I can kill them with the fishing rod. It has pretty good DPS. Yeah, look at that. First fishing rod kill. Let's see. 1 damage per second. As opposed to 2 damage per second. Yeah, we should probably, we'll probably equip the mace for now. They're just too honest, but there are highwaymen right outside, Script. And there are 90-pound spiders in the yard. Like, I feel like having a door would be a better idea. Yeah, I feel like doors... Yeah, we did get the wand last time. It was a stream goal, so we did it somehow, even though I had like 4 hours of sleep the night before and was barely conscious by the end of it.
What can I help you with?
Somehow, we did it. Red linen shirts? We don't need no shirts.
For the Alliance.
It's just a guard spider. Right, exactly. It keeps the highwaymen out, yeah.
Hey there.
Jason, it was a pretty good moment for me. I noticed it midway through and I was like, nah, I'm not going to switch it out. Let's see. Boiled clams. Oh, these are all a silver apiece. Oh, okay, that's robbery, sir.
See you around.
Or 1 silver apiece. Oh my god.
How are you?
I buy.
I'm not good now that I wasted all my money. Oh, jeez. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Be careful.
Rip 5 silver. Jesus. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was bad. I like ran away from the kitchen. I'm so distraught. Let's go cook. Just like pretend like that didn't happen. And they really are. They show you all these like hot little diagrams and stuff, and they just want you to keep clicking them, clicking them, clicking them, clicking them. And then by the time you've clicked a couple of them, you're broke. You know, it's worse than our ability trainers. But they kind of do the same thing. Unlearn them for the money back, right? We can't. Yeah, you're right. Once we learn it, you know, we can't refund it. Yeah, J Diamond, we learned about it right here in the chat. Yeah, I always tell you guys that, like, when we're streaming, especially, I'm going to hear about it from you guys first. You're not going to hear about it from me.
What can I do for you?
And that turned out to be true.
Go with honor, friend.
Steven, I did get good sleep. I went to bed at an early time, and then I slept in. I just kept sleeping. Yeah, I feel different. Alright, so now we can go out to Westbrook. Apparition, am I much of an alcohol drinker? I try not to be. And I wouldn't say I'd have a favorite, and if I did, I probably wouldn't discuss it on stream. I try not to be. Mixed success throughout my life. My favorite drink is water, because it's the thing humans need to live. The other thing is coffee, because at this point I need that too. Time off work? No, I'm not even thinking about it anymore. I thought about it a lot yesterday, and what I realized is, like, you know, I could talk about it every single day until hardcore release, but then ultimately I'm just going to make a random decision in the moment based on how I feel. Do I think I could take on Hogger? No. No, I don't. Nah, I think if I was level 14, then definitely, you know, with the new wand, it would be close. It would depend on a couple of things. If I timed my power word shield so that the debuff is wearing off right when I'm gonna need it again, and I use one of my big potions, maybe we get it. But is it really worth the risk? Do we really want to see levels 1 through 12 again on a different character right now? Alex killed his first hardcore priest to Hogger, which means I'm probably not going to do it right now. Yeah, that doesn't bode well for me. Part of me wants to just, you know, stick to what I said and make a caster.
Light be with you.
Because ultimately a caster is going to be easier. Part of me wants to buy some sweet weapons on the auction house for like a warrior. You know? Because I'd be totally fine if we were farming up gold. I'll farm up some gold.
Light bless you.
If it means we can buy sweet weapons.
Go with honor, friend.
Yeah. So there's that part of me that just wants a sweet weapon. I felt so deprived on the paladin for so long. I just need like a blue two-hander, you know.
I buy and trade.
I don't know if I can probably get rid of a stack of these. I don't think I need 2 stacks of that. I'm not even using them. Anything else? I probably don't need a bazillion stacks of these things. Okay. That should be good.
Have a good one.
Agent Dead 42, level 42. You might be able to do a little bit in oh, you said Tannerus. Tannerus is too high, Hinterlands as well. 42. I'm not sure. 42, guys, where would you quest at 42? I can't remember if maybe the Badlands has some stuff at 42. It's a tough level range, man. Like, honestly. Feralus. Yeah, there might be a couple of things in Feralus on the main island. It's a tough level range. There might be some stuff back in Stranglethorn. Depending on how much you've done in Stranglethorn, you might have some stuff there, actually. Yeah, you might want to check out Stranglethorn. Out of Booty Bay first. Yeah, try Booty Bay. If you haven't been down to Booty Bay, there's like some level 40 quests down there. There's like up to snuff on the coast. There's a pirate kill quest. There's one for the chart and the reports. But it depends on how much you've already done there. You finished everything in Stranglethorn. Yeah, you might be in a little bit of a slump. It might be a time to try some dungeons. And maybe get a level or 2 in dungeons if you are truly seeming to be out of quests. Because running out of quests is a thing that can happen. Running out of a reasonably leveled quest. Like, it happened to us on the Paladin as well. Like, we have quests we can do, but they're all too hard. And that's a thing that can really happen in Classic Era. Justin, they should make it so you can't play with party members more than 5 levels above you to prevent boosting. You mean like in the open world and stuff? Because if you're in a dungeon, there is a mechanic like that. Like, if you're in a dungeon with somebody that is too high of a level or too low of a level for the dungeon, you're not going to get any experience. So yeah, if you're talking about dungeons, they already have a mechanic in place to make sure that people can't be boosted through runs. But if you're talking about open world stuff, I would also wonder if maybe the experience gains work the same way. Where, like, if a higher level person is with you killing stuff for you, I don't know that you're going to get the full experience. Unless, I guess you can tag it first. If you tagged it first and then they just killed it, maybe you get the full XP. But that wouldn't be a party thing, you know what I mean? Like, in reality, the easiest way to have somebody boost you in the open world is just be like, I tag a bunch of stuff, and then they kill it for me. They're not even in my party at that point, you know? But yeah, in the dungeons, if you go into the run with somebody too high level, you'll get 1 XP a kill, 2 XP a kill, and yeah, you won't level that way. Even if the person is like 1 level higher than... I've had it happen before, where like, we'll be killing the guys at the beginning of the dungeon, and because somebody's a little bit too high, we're not getting any kill XP for those. And then as you get to the higher level stuff, then you might get to a point where you're getting some kill XP if they're not too high a level. But yeah, they fixed that. They fixed that in Season of Mastery. In Season of Mastery is when they implemented that, when they didn't want people to be able to boost like that. So that fix came into all of Classic during Season of Masteries when they did that. We did get the wand, yeah. I haven't wanded a single time yet. But we do have the wand. And if I ever like shut up enough to like play coherently, I'll probably level it up a bit. But we'll see if that happens. We got Hogger. Oh, someone's in trouble. What are you, person? You are a level 11 paladin. You are dead. Guys, I don't know if I can get involved with this. I have mixed feelings about this. I can heal them, maybe. Okay, they're good. They're good. Right, maybe they are fine. Level 11 paladin. Damn. Good job. Here, we'll try to wand him. There we go. Oh, he had some help. Oh, okay. I didn't see the short little gnome back there helping him out. Let him cook. Yeah, without this guys, I thought he was just doing like massive damage for no reason. It turns out there was a rogue stabbing Hogger in the back. So yeah, that was why he lived. There we go. Nah. You can't ask for help, Red Robin. Yeah, you can't actually, in solo self-found, you can't communicate with other players in a way that asks them for assistance. It's against the rules. Yeah. Or you can't even like indicate, you know, anything. Sometimes when you're squaring up against the camp, like you'll point your character this way, they'll point their character that way to indicate which way you're gonna go. And that's like as close to cooperating as you can really get. Yes, you can't directly ask for help, right? You can use like body language, I guess. Yeah, you can use some body language. That's about it. No, we don't know if they communicated. I didn't see them say anything to each other. And they could have been a duo. We don't know anything. No. You're allowed to help people. Like, I helped. I healed, you know. That's not breaking the rules. You can't say, hey, man, could you help me with Hogger? I'm about to pull him. Like, you can't do that. Yeah, and so, like, yeah, we don't know that they broke any rules, right? The only way they would have broke a rule is if they talked to each other in whisper, communicated, and weren't in a duo, right? So, otherwise they're perfectly fine. Yeah, it's weird rules. The rules are very like specific, you know. Short bastard sword of strength. Okay, disenchant. Disenchant. It's like that's the good thing about enchanting, like, is that at least in solo self-found you get a green you can't use. At least you can use it's useful in some way, right? It can level up our enchanting. They don't. It's like they don't monitor any of them. No, only some of them. Only some of them are actually tracked here. It's a self-imposed challenge, so it's like it's the honor system to some extent. And this, yeah, it's the honor system to some extent. Because it's a self-imposed challenge. We're not competing for like a leaderboard, or we're not going to get our name etched onto a statue of Lilith. You know, it's a self-imposed challenge. So you just can't communicate. No one's watching, you know. There we go. And we did not ask for help. Is this Classic Classic or Wrath Classic? This is Classic 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 Plus. No, it's Classic Era. It's vanilla. Hardcore on the Bloodsail Buccaneers server. Yeah, we got lucky. We had somebody help us, because people are awesome. For the most part, people are awesome. Yeah, I felt good about the pull. I didn't see anybody else around, but I felt good about it anyway. Tweety, good afternoon, man. Thanks for being here. Anthony, absolutely. Yeah, that is one of the awesome things about it. It really makes everything feel so much more impactful than like any other mode of the game. And thank you for being here and checking out the stream. I appreciate you. That's a good point, Clint. People tend to help with Hogger since he has a short respawn compared to other named mobs, so it helps to get him to, yeah, absolutely. It's a good point. A lot of named mobs are like a 5-minute cooldown, you know? Ra, good afternoon, man. Thanks for being here. Is the wand hitting now a little bit? That's good. Yeah, when the wand starts hitting, it's going to be a really good DPS. And then as soon as we can, at level 13, we'll be able to equip the greater wand, so we have to get that as soon as we can. I haven't noticed, are these guys dropping linen? If they are dropping linen, they're not dropping a lot. Wouter, good afternoon, man. Thanks for being here. And for a minute there we showed in combat, like way after the pull. I got worried that something would respawn behind us. How packed do I think the official server will be on release? No, I don't think there will be a queue. I think it'll look like a launch night. I think it'll be just as busy as like if you go back like 2 or 3 months on Bloodsail Buccaneers, you'd log in and like every minute you logged in, no matter what time of day, it felt like a launch night. I think it'll feel like that. Yeah, you know, like I think there's gonna be a lot of people playing like day one. Do I think that the hype will build and build and build and crescendo, kind of the way that Bloodsail Buccaneers and Hydraxian Waterlords did? No. Because I think that already happened. And I think that that level of hype really only happens once. So I think day one it will be big, but I think week 2, week 3, month 2, it'll decline. You know, I think unfortunately, I think that the official will decline steadily after the release day. Whereas Bloodsail Buccaneers, like, people started to find out more and more and more, like, came and played, you know? And in what it took to kill Bloodsail Buccaneers was Blizzard announcing official hardcore servers. So who knows how big the hype would have got had Blizz just kind of held off until they were more ready, you know? So no, I think it'll be big at first, and I think it'll wane over time in a way that Bloodsail Buccaneers didn't until official hardcore was announced. Which is fine. How do I manage the rested XP? I don't. Yeah. Not really. Like, I have a paladin who's collecting rested XP, but he's level 47 and he's well and truly stuck. So, like, I think he's retired. And, you know, I've entertained the idea of having a Horde and Alliance character. And then, you know, switching between them to keep them both kind of rested. Obviously, we wouldn't be getting a ton of rested if it's just like a 1 day on, 1 day off type of rotation, but it would be a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure. At this point, on official hardcore, with the fact that we can mail stuff to ourselves, like I probably would run 2 of the same faction, so I could help out. I could have professions that could help each other out and stuff like that. I think that would be a good idea for people with like a lot of time who really want to like have a character getting rested XP. Is to run 2 characters on the same faction, and then just have professions that you can send yourself stuff and help yourself out. Could be like a really powerful idea. What is Bloodsail Buccaneers if not a hardcore server? Bloodsail Buccaneers is a roleplay server. Yeah, if you look in the server listing, it's not a hardcore server. It never was. It still isn't today. It's a place where the community has agreed to play hardcore, and we use the hardcore add-on. But Bloodsail Buccaneers was originally and still is an RP server. So, you know, there was a sizable RP community here of max level and leveling characters long before the hardcore community co-opted this server for the hardcore scene. So, yeah. Well, yeah, Jason, it hasn't been possible in hardcore. It hasn't been possible until now, you know, because you were never able to trade yourself stuff. But I feel like that would be a good thing to do. Like maybe you have somebody who's a herbalism alchemist, and then someone else who can craft gear. Like let's say you roll 2 clothies or something. I don't know. There are probably some like really cool like profession combinations you could roll if you were rolling 2 characters simultaneously on the same faction and just kind of alternating them every day. You could probably do some stuff, you know. Yes, El Captain. Self-imposed hardcore. Yeah, it's a self-imposed challenge with the add-on. The add-on tracks some stuff, and you get this cool little hardcore tab that tells you like if you've died, if you're still passing verification. But other than that, it's self-imposed. Yeah, Nathan, I'm sure they haven't appreciated it. Yeah, I'm sure that the old school roleplay people who existed on this server for like a long time and were doing their thing here, I'm sure they did not appreciate it when WoW streamers got together and decided they were going to do the hardcore community here. I'm sure, like, but you know, they didn't have a voice, you know, because they're like role players and they're just on a little roleplay server. So yeah, but I'm sure they did not care for it. And I feel like what we just talked about is one of the biggest reasons why Blizzard kind of did what they did. And it's one of the biggest reasons why Blizzard is okay with like the hardcore scene dying on these servers, because I don't think they want it on these servers. I think they want the servers to be RP servers again, and I think that's why they're fine with killing the scene here. And they're not like absolutely wrong. How did this guy get me on his aggro? What did that guy do? We saw him run past, right? Now I didn't notice what class he was, and so I don't know if he buffed me somehow. Or what he did to get, but he ran by and he got me on his aggro chain, and I just don't understand how. I feel like I need to understand how, because it seems like whatever he did is a really easy way to grief somebody. And although I didn't die, I still feel like running by somebody and doing something to get them on your aggro chain is griefing, like low-key griefing. My experience with griefing Anthony is kind of only just what you just saw. Where there have been moments and things that have happened to me where like people will drop stuff on me and I'm not really sure how they did it or how it happened or if it was something I did. And it hasn't resulted in us getting killed ever though. Yeah, I haven't overtly been targeted by any griefing, and I haven't really seen it except for instances like that where dude obviously ran way too close to us with a mob. And somehow we end up on his aggro chain. Like, that's happened a few times in some weird situations. Yeah, and Clint says sometimes it just happens, and that's absolutely right. My thing is, like, and this is the thing from back in the day, too, like, you don't run at people when you have a chain of enemies. You don't run at people. Like, and especially in hardcore, you don't run at people when you're chaining enemies. So if you see a guy and you're chaining an enemy, like, you should go a different way. Like, don't run through people. Don't run at people when you're chaining enemies. It's just incredibly rude. There's not like a big consequence for it a lot of the time, but I find it to be incredibly rude. If you got a chain of 3 guys, even 1 guy, and for you to walk right by another player when you could avoid it. Now in that situation, he might not have seen me nestled by the tree like I was. But just in general, as a rule of thumb, don't drag your chain through other people. Even if you're not going to try to overtly like get them involved. Because like we just saw, like sometimes someone will get involved just by being nearby, like, and not doing anything. And it might not even be the intent. I think often it isn't the intent. I just think there's like a lack of awareness. I just think people kind of panic and they're like, oh, a player, they'll save me. But no, don't don't bring your chain of enemies near me. I don't want to have to save you. It's rude. You're already leashing it, so like you've already given up on the fight. Just steer it away from me, please. It can make people help each other, or sometimes people end up getting screwed over. Like, it'll be different in official hardcore because we'll be able to group. But on Bloodsail Buccaneers, like, if you're near somebody and you have the assumption that they are going to help you, you could get yourself into a lot of trouble. So yeah, and it goes either way. Some people are fine watching somebody die. and not helping at all in the slightest. So it's like, it's a mixed bag, you know what I mean? It's very interesting. I like that it makes you feel like you have to make a choice anytime you encounter somebody in danger. You know, you have to choose, like, am I powerful enough to risk myself to save this stranger? And the possibly, like, hundreds of hours they've put into the character? Or am I gonna, like, worry about myself and make sure that nothing happens to me? It's a very interesting choice to get to make in a video game. The wand is good. The wand's gonna let us be, like, incredibly mana efficient. Especially once we're proccing Spirit Tap every single kill. Sometimes I feel like the lid on my Yeti mug is like holding my coffee hostage. Like it doesn't let through a pleasing amount of coffee all at once into my mouth. And like it's kind of annoying. Like part of me wants to take the lid off of it, and part of me knows that if I take the lid off of it, I'm gonna knock it over. And there's not really anything nearby that it could spill on, but it could be really annoying. But yeah, I feel like it's like trapping my coffee. If the mug is too full or the mug is down to like 20%, I feel like it traps the coffee. It's some kind of physics thing, and I can't figure out why it feels this way. And that's my coffee rant for today. Yuval, I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I was lucky enough I used maintenance to help get my workout in earlier. Because, yeah, maintenance. Hunting, but we're getting a lot of greens that we can't use. But at least we can DE them. I think I need to try a different model of the mug. This one's like a travel one with like a top that like closes and stuff, and I really don't need to be using this one in my office. I need to get one with like a more open top that doesn't have the moving parts. I want one without the moving parts. The problem with the ones with the moving parts is you have to disassemble them and like really clean them every day or so, otherwise they get disgusting. Otherwise, it's a great mug. I just have a few problems with it. Ross says, I swear Enchanting improves your drop rate. I could be wrong. I can see how you would feel that way. Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, if that were true, they could really never say that. Right, doesn't it feel like we've been getting a lot of greens? Like, for no reason? Doesn't it feel that way? Oh yeah, the move part is a magnet. Yeah, it comes apart pretty easily. Yep, you can twist it, and then it like comes apart. But then there's like a rubber thing wrapped around one of the pieces. You got to take that off. You got to clean inside of that. If you don't do it regularly, and you're not using filtered water, apparently, it can get pretty gross. So I'm kind of like in the market for one that doesn't have any moving parts, and just has a kind of a wider mouthpiece, so I can actually get the coffee that I want. and not have it be trapped. Yeah, I probably won't take Power Word Shield on this build. I'm gonna take Wands for sure, and like Power Word Shield will kind of be there. If we get to a point where we feel like we're just getting our butts kicked, and we're like our shield's not lasting long enough to fight stuff the way we're fighting stuff, then maybe we think about it. But we're gonna go into Wands for sure, like immediately. We're gonna finish this, then we're going all 5 points into Wands. Because yeah, the goal is not to like survive longer, the goal is to kill things faster. So yeah, everything we do is always going to be bent towards killing things faster. Like the best defense is a good offense is absolutely true in this game. The longer a fight drags out, the more you'll miss, the more the enemy might crit. Like you don't want to just like survive a fight by being survivable. You want to survive fights by killing things really, really fast. That's like basically the only way to do it. It's a reason why we might go Warrior for official hardcore, because Warrior is like the only S tier DPS in the game. And I just love me a Warrior, and it's like it's getting really hard to resist thinking about a Warrior. I guess the only thing I have to think about is like race. What race? How long does Inner Fire last? Not any part of this stream it doesn't. In real life it lasts 10 minutes if you ever cast it on yourself. If you're not like me. Aaron, use a coffee warmer. Does it like have like a USB plug into the computer or something? Is that how it works? I think I've seen stuff like that before. Ultimately, like I always kind of worry about having any of my drinks kind of open topped on my desk. It's like a work thing, you know. At work they'd always tell us like don't have your stuff open top. And every time someone would have an open top one, you'd see it like once a week someone would spill it in their cubicle. Because they had like a Starbucks with a lid on it, like a paper lid, or they just had an open top mug from the kitchen. And they would spill, and so it's like a habit of mine that I'm not allowed almost to have like open top stuff on my desk. So I kind of worry. I worry about a warmer because yeah, I'd love to just be able to drink out of a ceramic mug, and have my coffee not taste like aluminum. That would be the dream, you know. But I also don't trust myself not to just knock it over. I keep running into Hogger everywhere I go. Like he's like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers at this point. Like everywhere I turn, he's there. He doesn't even seem to be moving too fast. You have one that has 2 heat settings and a timer. Yeah, the timer would be necessary. Otherwise, I'd just like leave it on forever. And maybe I'll look into one worst case scenario. Like let's say like if a 3 spills and I'm out. We'll have like a 3 spill rule. If I spill 3 times on stream, the warmer goes away, and we'd have to go back to the Yeti. Because yeah, I can't be spilling all over the place all the time. I can't tell if I've just not been finding guys to fight, or if the drop rate is really low. Or if it's some kind of combination of both A and B. Mike, good afternoon. Jason, 2 years and no spills. That's impressive. Aaron, 5 years and no spills. If you're gonna spill, it'll be right away. Fair. Yes, absolutely. And also, like, I could just spill it on myself like an idiot. You know, I can see that happening. Just as easily as me knocking it like onto the floor, I can see me just like dumping it all over myself, like forgetting how to use my lower lip, and just like dumping coffee all over me, like right during a stream. You know? Can I take this? Yeah, I think so. Now, I wanted to test myself, and this person wanted to help me. I appreciate it, but I really wanted to see if I could take those guys. See, sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens in solo self-found. Like, ooh, he's back. Oh, jeez. Run for the hills. Sometimes you, like, don't want help. Sometimes you just want to test yourself, and then somebody helps you, like, trying to be nice, you know? When you're just kind of like, I wanted to see if my class can do that at this level so that I can learn something for the future. Now we don't know. Now we don't know if we're going to be able to take 2 at levels at once. How much am I gonna play? I don't know. A couple hours? As much as I want, ultimately. As much as I want. A grilled cheese and salami, Johnny? Oh my gosh, I'm on sourdough. I've never had anything like this. I need to like screenshot that. Because I've had grilled cheeses with like tomatoes on them. And I thought that was fancy, you know, like a grilled cheese with 2 pieces of cheese and a tomato on it. But man, you put salami on it. I bet salami and a tomato would be good. Yeah, that sounds amazing, man. I'm kind of like, I don't often like get hungry by thinking about food. Because like for so long in my life I had to like eat like 3,000 calories a day and I just kind of got sick of food. But man, that's very appealing. It's very appealing. My mouth is watering. It's actually embarrassing. My wife's been out today, so I haven't had any of the delicious foods. I had a yogurt earlier. Mark, does anyone here put ketchup on rice? They better not. If they do, they better get out of my chat. No, it sounds kind of disgusting, man. My uncle used to put ketchup on scrambled eggs. Like, he would just mix some ketchup into his scrambled eggs. And I always thought that was disgusting, too. Applebee's used to have that as a meal. Gross. Yeah, ketchup on eggs. He did it every time he had scrambled eggs. He said, you know, he told me it's extra calories, you know. He says it's like easy extra calories, I guess. And maybe, I guess he liked how it tastes too, I suppose. My kid will barely put ketchup on his fries. Like, he's very averse to like sauces and things. Like, I think I was as a kid too, though, so I guess that makes sense. See, apparently this is a thing that a lot of people have done. It wasn't a family thing either, because my dad didn't like it. It was only my uncle that liked it. Ketchup on pasta? Yeah, we used to like, that's like how like some people make spaghetti where I'm from, because they can't afford spaghetti sauce. So they just put some ketchup on the noodles, you know, and like, it's spaghetti. There's your sketty. That's a real thing too. That's a good point, Aaron. Yeah, if you're trying to cut out the pointless calories, you just don't put a lot of sauce on things. I by habit just never put a lot of sauce on things, because I guess I wasn't really a big sauce person either. Only in my 30s have I like allowed people just to make me food how they want, and I've like stopped worrying about like anything that's on it. I'll basically eat anything that's on it. But for a lot of my life, I was like, I wanted things to be just like it's plain. I just wanted to choke down the food, get the calories, and move on with my day. I didn't want to deal with all the saucy sauces and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Hey, Eric, when you have a $3 thing of ketchup that you can go, and then that's your spaghetti, or you dump an entire thing of spaghetti sauce that costs like $1.75, like it's gonna be cheaper with the ketchup over time, man. Because we're just talking about like a big old squirt of ketchup out of your giant economy-sized bottle of ketchup, and then they're moving on with life. Whereas like, yeah, pasta sauce is not expensive, man, but we're talking about like people that are in like the dollars and cents. Like the dollars and cents matter to some people. If you can save 75 cents by not using spaghetti sauce, you can just squirt some ketchup and hey, that's golden. For a lot of people, that's the ticket right there. Like now, if you were using a whole thing of ketchup, then yeah, but you're not. You would just be like squirting a little bit in to give it some redness and some flavor. It's a different life, yeah. Maybe you use too much spaghetti sauce. Yeah, I mean, I think you know, you just use what you want. Some people like more sauce. Some people don't like it as saucy. We gotta stop talking about food, because I don't think I have food anytime in my near future, unless I step away from the stream for a bit. And even at that point, it's gonna be like a piece of toast and a glass of milk, and then it's gonna be back on with my day. It's really rude when they resist Mind Blast, because it has a cooldown. Yes, Alexander says, poverty is hard. Yes, it is. Absolutely. I mean, life is hard enough as it is. But then you throw that into the mix, and yeah, it's bad. I've always kind of wondered, like, why we don't do more here. I'd love to see, like, you know, like, if we ever get any kind of real Classic Plus, I'd love to see them add, like, 5 to 20 quests per zone. Add 5 to 20 quests per zone, especially, like, in areas like this that are just kind of, like, underutilized.
Light bless you.
That'd be awesome. There's other mobs. He can have us go kill spiders. We can go kill some bears for, like, some bear meat for the soldiers at the garrison to eat. We can do all kinds of contrived stuff. I would say, like, yeah, add 5 to 20 more quests per zone, depending on, like, the quest density in the zone already. Well, that would be satisfying enough for me for, like, Classic Plus content in Classic era. Yeah, the nulls are the main problem because of the lore. That makes sense. I wish we could do more with it then. Yeah. I just wish there was, like, more. Just a little more of everything. A little bit more added to all the quest chains, you know? Not where they have to, like, tell a better story or more cohesive, but just, like, a little bit extra content. I feel like it'd be like a very light lift for some writers to go in, play through a zone and say, okay, let's sit down. Let's talk about, like, what we could add to the zone. And then, you know, you do that, like, you do one zone per sprint. And then you add a bunch of content to the game. I think that'd be really cool. And I don't think it would be, like, a heavy lift for anybody. You'd be using NPCs, enemies, and stuff that already exist. So you'd have to do a little bit of writing and a little bit of coding. And then you'd be golden. Yeah, and then also finish some of the quests that just literally don't go anywhere. Because there are ones that seem like they are going to go somewhere, and then, like, that work didn't get done. That work carried over from sprint to sprint for too long and then never got finished.
Need help?
Oh, good. We get nothing. We can learn staffs, correct? Agility. We don't need that anyway. Can we learn staffs, though? I actually don't know if we can.
For the Alliance.
See, Johnny's on the right path. Yeah, have the gnolls attack the garrison. Fight them off, fight off a couple waves of gnolls.
How are you?
There's lots of cool things that they could do with existing assets in the game that would be, like, really easy. If they were going to do, like, Classic Plus content, I would rather see that I would rather see new stuff. I don't want to see like, oh, we made a new zone for level 60s to adventure through. Oh, okay. Cool. Don't give me like a classic era Zereth Mortis zone. I don't really need it, you know? But what I would love is to like go through a journey and be like, oh look, some new quest. Oh look, some new stories. And if they just did that to like existing content every once in a while, they just put in some new quest, that would be pretty awesome. Add Gilneas but without the race, sure. Go into the Azara zone and make it like a level 25 to 35 zone. Yeah, there's lots of stuff they could do. Maybe they would someday. I don't see it happening anytime soon. I always talk about how they can't do real Classic Plus content because like it's not like there's a team of developers that works on Classic, you know. They don't have like writers and artists and people like that assigned to work on Classic. They've got a handful of people. And they do stuff like turn on and off the Joyous Journey buff. And you know, they added the Titan Rune dungeons to Wrath of the Lich King. They do like system stuff like that. But they don't have a team of people right now who are like content creators in the sense of like quests or stories or zones. So we can learn staffs. I'm hoping that we learn them in Stormwind. I'm worried that we learn them in Darnassus. So yeah. Yeah, well, Tweety, see, the thing is, and I've come to realize this, is I don't think there's anything wrong with retail. Like, you gotta think about it like this, like, at this point, retail is a different game. And it appeals to some of the same people, but it also appeals to different types of people. And I think at this point, we have to just, I think we have to look at it like, you don't have to fix Retail WoW. Let Retail WoW be good for what it is, and then the people who want to play it will play it. But what I think what people need who have that sentiment that you have is, yeah, I think people want more content in Classic era. Like, I think that's the only way to make someone happy who shares that sentiment, Tweety, is like, you know, because you want them to fix retail, but the reality is that retail is only going to be more retail-y. Retail be retailing, and they aren't going to stop retailing. You know what I mean? And like, retail is a good game for retail right now. It just isn't Classic. It just doesn't feel the same. But yeah, I think what would make people feel good is if they did little stuff like what I'm talking about, where they add some quest chains, add some quests, fill out some zones that were kind of empty. I think a lot of people would be happy with that. And if they could do that and then kind of grow it over time. Because yeah, there ain't no going back. Nobody who like loves retail wants that anyway, because people who love retail actually love it. And like the design team, you know, they want to keep growing retail in their direction. They don't want to walk it backwards. They're never going to walk retail backwards. They can learn lessons from Classic era and the things players enjoy there. But they're never going to walk it backwards.
Well met. Be careful.
Bounty on Murlocs. That's right. Okay. Let's turn this, and we'll do the Murloc stuff down here. I feel like they're at a little bit lower level than the ones up around Stonecarna Lake. I don't know if we're gonna do the Collector. The Collector is possibly a 3-pull. If we can get it to where like they're not all spawned in, you know, maybe we can pull them out one at a time. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like Aaron says, like I'm enjoying retail for what it is. What I'm enjoying about retail is that when I go play retail, it's a slice of World of Warcraft, but it feels different. And so yeah, I wouldn't want that at this point. Like I've learned to love the things about retail that I love for what it is, because it is in a very good spot. It's not the retail of BFA when we had 120 levels to max level. It's not the retail of Shadowlands when they just weren't putting out any content, when they weren't doing any revisions. It's a new kind of retail. And yeah, I'd like to see them just kind of keep making that a better game, but I also want to see them do some work in Classic era. Yeah, I don't want to see them I don't want to see them walk back retail, but I don't want to see them just make more content for retail. I want them to acknowledge that that Classic era is important. How do you play hardcore? Are the servers populated? Yeah, they are populated right now. We play on Bloodsail Buccaneers right now. At the end of August, Blizzard are opening a new official hardcore server. That's probably going to be really popular. It's been popping off for a long time. what I'd like to see in the next retail expansion is like I don't want to have flying right away. I don't want to have flying right away, and I don't want the design of the zones to be solely designed around flying the way a couple of them were in Dragonflight. But I want dynamic flying. When we get flying in the next expansion, I want it to be the dynamic flying, because it is really fun. But I want them to have us keep our feet on the ground till a certain level. You know, let's say the level cap is 80. Let's keep our feet on the ground until level 75, and then let's figure out how to fly. And then that way we've explored a chunk of the game, you know, on the ground. Because I've been playing a little bit more on the ground in my recent Dragonflight on the Warlock. And when you stay on the ground even a little bit more, it's like such a different way to play than like what I call than dragon hopping. I call it dragon hopping. Where like, you know, you only got to go 80 yards over here, but you mount up anyway and you dragon hop over the scenery. And when you do that, like, you don't get to really enjoy or appreciate things. You keep your feet on the ground for just a little bit in Dragonflight and you will be awed by the beauty of the flora and fauna. Absolutely. Yeah, you miss too much of the entire world dragon hopping. Now, when you gotta go like 600, 700 yards, then yeah, absolutely, it makes sense to mount up and fly there, you know? And then that looks good too. Like, flying through the Dragonflight zones also looks good. But keeping your feet on the ground, like, for a little bit, is so impactful to enjoying those parts of the game. And that's what I've been doing on the Void Elf Warlock. I've been trying to like use the ground mount for like 300-yard distances. I've been trying to like run for like 100-yard distances, and like anything around 500 yards, I'll jump on the dragon and we'll fly there. And it's been a lot more enjoyable than when I rolled on the shaman trying to like level up during the launch, and I dragon hopped everywhere. I would dragon hop 40 yards because that's just like, it felt like that's what the game wanted me to do. But ultimately the game doesn't want you to do anything, you just have to play your way. Yeah, the mob density in some areas is high, but yeah, what I found, if I want to travel a little bit, it can be fine. And I've also tried to accept, like in retail, the mentality that like sometimes you're gonna have to kill enemies that aren't for the quest, and that's not a retail mentality. When you do stuff in retail, you often expect to be just doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Whereas like in Classic, you accept that sometimes you're gonna have to kill something that's just kind of in your way. And you know, it's blocking where you want to go, so you're just going to have to deal with it. You know, you're used to that in Classic, but yeah, retail has kind of trained you to only do what the quest is. But retail didn't train us to do that. We started to train ourselves to do that to a certain extent. In the sake of like leveling faster and going faster. But I've kind of told myself, like, if I have to kill a couple of things that I wouldn't have otherwise had to, then like I have to accept that. If I want to keep my feet on the ground, then I have to be okay with it. It helps when you have stuff like leatherworking, you know, you can like kill a couple of extra things in retail and you can feel like at least I can skin it. And sometimes some of the coolest enemies are the ones that they don't like set you up against a lot. You have to like just encounter them as you travel. Yeah, the quest XP outweighs the kill XP. Yeah, I guess it does to an extent. I still feel like when I kill enemies in retail that I'm gaining experience. Like, it doesn't feel pointless, you know? But yeah, they could change that too. That would be a way to... I think in an expansion where they didn't give you flying right away, then maybe that would be like an incentive. Maybe they boost the amount of XP from kills. Because yeah, if you want people to explore your world and you want them to like have their feet on the ground and really dig into the environments, the way to reward people for that is to have the monster kills be a significant amount of XP compared to the quest. Or also maybe have them drop cool stuff. I don't know, hide some treasures, have some fun drop rates for items, like incentivize people to explore in directions and just kill enemies they wouldn't otherwise kill. How do I think the priest will fare in STV in Stranglethorn Vale? I feel like we'll be fine. Why specifically Stranglethorn? Keep in mind, this is not a PvP server, so we're not going to be in any other danger when we're in contested areas. Ooh, this is getting a little dicey. It's getting a little dicey in here. Aw, come on, guys. I wanted to see if we can deal with it. Lots of people here today. Steven, thanks for the reminder, man. Yeah, I've been... You can see how much attention I've given the game today. I always tell myself before stream that I'll talk a little less and I'll play a little more. It just never really pans out that way. Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like we're gonna be fine. You know, Power Word Shield, it gives you a lot of ability to get away from almost all situations. It's quite a powerful spell. It's kind of like the bubbles the Pally has. The reason the Pally lived so long in my care was because we had multiple bubbles that just stopped damage from coming in. And it's kind of the same thing on the Priest. Like, yeah, we're not as durable without the bubble, but the fact that we can kind of cast it pretty frequently makes us pretty strong. Yeah, if you play the Priest right, you don't have to take a lot of damage. Like, you can definitely get out of, like, almost all damage. And if you keep your inner fire up, like I don't, even if you take a little bit of damage, you're still going to be fine. My thoughts on Blizz revamping retail WoW? I mean, I'll have more thoughts once they announce it, and once they talk about what it will look like. Because they haven't confirmed it or talked about it in any meaningful way. Those are mostly just speculation videos. Like, I know Bellular has had a couple speculation videos about it. I think it would be really cool. Yeah, I think the New World is ready for a revamp, obviously. Especially if they want to do Cataclysm Classic, I think it makes sense. But I honestly think that we'll see the backside of Azeroth, like what's on the other side of the planet. I think we'll see that first. I know people think that with the anniversary like coming up, that, you know, the next expansion we'll see will be a remake of the old world. That's like a clever thing to think. But a lot of hints have been saying that we're going to see the other side of Azeroth next, which I don't think they would do an old world revamp and take us to the other side of the planet. Yeah, there's like a whole nother part of the world we don't know what's back there. Ships go there and they never come back. Like, people try to sail to the other side of Azeroth. We've had references of Titan structures and Titan machines that are on, like, Titan installations that we don't know where they're at. We're assuming that they're on the other side of the planet. And if you go into retail and you open the world map, it's looking pretty crowded. It's looking very, very crowded. There's not any place to put a new landmass, really, unless you take us to the back side of the world. So for, like, the longevity of the game, like, you're gonna have to utilize this other side of the planet eventually. And so I just don't think they're gonna do an old world revamp and take us to the other side of Azeroth. They could do it in any order. Sometimes when they work on expansions, they work on 2 expansions basically at the same time. And then at some point in development, they decide which one they want to focus on and do first. This happened with Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. They had those 2 expansions kind of baking in the oven in a similar time period, and they decided to, like, focus on BC and do BC first. And so it could be that they've been developing content and ideas for the other side of Azeroth, as well as content and ideas for a revamp of the old world. It would just depend on, like, which expansion do they want to do first, type of thing. The backside of Azeroth sounds kinky. Justin, I guess. When she turns into a Titan, maybe. I don't know. Oh, we could do that expansion too. Where we could have the expansion where Azeroth cracks open her egg, and then we all fall off into the Great Dark Beyond. That could be an expansion. We just slide off of her human form into space. Yeah, we'll know at BlizzCon. We don't have to wait long to find out. You know, we got BlizzCon in November, and we'll definitely hear about the next expansion for retail, and we'll hear about whether or not we're gonna get Cataclysm Classic. So yeah, you can expect some big reveals from BlizzCon this year. Yeah, we'll definitely hear about Cataclysm Classic in some way or another, and then they'll probably announce what the next expansion is for retail. We're having some really, really low drop rates today, it seems. I feel like we fought a few of these guys. Apparently we have 2 out of 8. Oh, look at that. Another green. So many greens. So many greens for me to disenchant. Did I miss any? No. I was thinking about Mechanomes, Tweety. I'm like, yeah, we had Mechagon, or like whatever the area was in patch, whatever BFA patch it was that introduced the Mechanomes. I forget the patch number. Yeah, we had that patch with Najatar and the Mechanome place. That was kind of like probably as close as we get to that kind of setting, unless it was like one of the alternate future settings, like we're seeing now in some retail stuff where they do like alternate Azeroth settings for alternate universes. I almost don't feel like it's worth smiting, because yeah, to be fair, it's like it's not doing a ton of damage, and it could just be, it's another wand cast that we're not getting off. So maybe we just open with Mind Blast, we Shadow Word Pain, and we wand it down. I am more than happy with that. Our mana pool is going to be basically infinite. Eventually we'll have to hit things more. Eventually we'll probably be casting Mind Blast on cooldown, if it's like a tougher enemy. But for now I think we're fine just to kind of hide behind the shield and wand them down. I love the priest because they're really the only melee caster. I love the idea of a melee caster, and like, so enhancement shaman is kind of that, but the priest more embodies it. You know what was a really cool MMO I thought when it came out that like nobody seemed to care about? Do you guys remember Secret World? Do you remember the MMO Secret World? It gave me like the Matrix vibes, but it was about like secret societies and stuff like that, like in the modern times. I thought that was a really cool concept for an MMO, and they had like puzzles and quests you had to solve that were like you had to actually think about like where you would go to look for clues and stuff. Some of them were actually pretty tough to figure out, the puzzles they put into the game. Yeah, Secret World was a fun game. There were probably like horrible things wrong with it that made it like not viable as an MMO, but I don't remember what they were. Me and my friend played it for a while, like really got a kick out of it, and eventually we didn't play it. Eventually we went back to WoW. But yeah, that was a fun game. Rift was fun too back when it came out. I think Rift kind of kept a following for a while, but I don't know what happened to Rift eventually. I guess it like probably got out of hand, and I don't even know if the servers are still up. Yeah, but Rift was fun. I remember, was that they had the Chloromancer class, right? That was interesting. Yes, yeah, I missed out on Dark Age of Camelot. People often talk about it, but I never got to play it. I played the Warhammer online game when that came out. I remember like looking forward to that game for so long, doing all the beta tests. I built my first computer that I built myself so that I could play that game because I didn't have a good enough like system to play it, and that became evident in like during the beta test. So that was the first time that I built my own PC, was for Warhammer Online. Wildstar was awesome, yeah, for as long as it lasted. I had a lot of fun in Wildstar. I think that like a lot of these games we talk about, like Wildstar and Rift and Secret World, I think that if they had released in this day and age, where like just online play in general is a lot more prevalent, I think they would have done a lot better. I think if they had been released like more recently, a lot of those games would have found and kept an audience of players enough to let them like live. Whereas back then when they came out, the expectation was if you can't decimate World of Warcraft's numbers, you can't keep existing. But I don't think that kind of thing is true anymore. Yeah, everyone has way better computers and faster internet. Yes, Mike, exactly. Computers are cheaper, more prevalent, like the concept of putting MMOs onto consoles has become a widely accepted thing, you know? And so I think that a lot of those games would have an audience today that they couldn't maintain back then. So it's a damn shame that all the effort and money and time went into making those games when they did. Because I think they would thrive now. Some of them, you know? Yeah, Justin, that's not a bad idea. We could probably kill Princess. I have realized that we're done with the quest. That we could probably get out of here. Alright, yeah, let's take a look here. Let's head over to the farm. And we'll see about Princess, and we will see if we can get the Collector. The Collector might be a little bit tricky, but I think we could figure it out. Ooh, inventory's full. That's not great. It's not great because we're gonna need to carry a couple of items. Oh, okay. I can open some of these clams up though. Yeah, we could pop some of the seashells. Or no, maybe we can't. Oh, they're not the type that we can pop open. How rude is that? Okay, great. We'll just toss some of the junk. What was that, Justin? You used the fences? Okay, I will. Now, I don't know if that's going to help us with like all three of these guys. But it could. The one of them is a caster. We'd have to blow her up pretty hard. But maybe we wait and see. So we need the collector. Maybe I could just leash him. I could probably just tag him. And I could run this way. We could probably drop the other guys. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm feeling okay about this. We've got one caster hurling. We're going to get hit by one fireball. Oh, we didn't even get hit by it. And let's light up with the Mind Blast again. Let's make sure our dot doesn't tick off. Let's use the fence here. And let's finish him off. And then we'll deal with this other guy. We leashed the caster. Oh, no, we didn't. It's fine. The only problem is going to be if we were to run out of mana. Maybe we just run and we come back and we loot him in a second. We got potions if we absolutely need them, but I think we're going to be fine. Oh, popped it anyway. Alright, there we go. We got him. I probably should have blew up the caster, you know. Should have done that first. Alright, yeah, somebody's fighting Princess. They're using the fence trick, which we might have to use that as well. In the meantime, we will maybe try to farm a little bit of linen, even though we don't have a lot of inventory space. We have a stack of linen going, so... I might kill the entourage, just so they're dead. That way maybe Princess respawns alone. Maybe she doesn't. Sometimes I have trouble running from these ones like we did before because they can charge, and when they charge they stun you for a second. So, yeah, I'd be happier if we can get her alone. But we'll see, we'll deal with it regardless. If we have to use the fences, we'll use the fences. It's not a big deal. The bigger deal is going to be all the loot that I'm leaving on the ground is really going to start to bother me. Yeah, I might have to run over to the logging camp and sell. We'll see. we managed to get her by herself. Yeah, Johnny, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like, you know, she came in, they were spawned in, but they didn't become active. We tagged her before the other ads came active. So that was pretty lucky. Pretty lucky.
King's honor, friend. For the Alliance.
Alright, we'll be done with that one. We'll be moving over to improved wands. Let's kind of head off-road here. We'll go down to the farm first. Then we'll swoop up to Goldshire. We won't fight a lot on the way because, yeah, we're not going to be able to pick anything up anyway. So there's that. I always forget about this little dock. Isn't there like an elite here? I thought there was... Oh gosh, what was that? Okay, that was a little bit of a jump scare. I don't like it. I don't like it. Somebody must have just leashed them. Yeah, this guy's a vendor.
Hello. Have a good one.
Dana, thanks for being here. I appreciate you checking out the stream.
Hello. Have a good one.
Quip, good afternoon, good evening to you. Thanks for stopping by. Quip, that is a lot of support, man. That's a long time. Yeah, sometimes I can't believe that I've even been doing WoW content for what, it's been 4 years, 5 years now? 2019 was launch. And yeah, obviously the memberships are like a newer thing, and that, like, even that went by really, really fast. One day we're gonna be 10 years after Classic launch. One day we're gonna be like, 10 years ago when the remake of the older game launched. Classic. Yeah, time is a weird thing.
Open for business. Safe travels.
Do I use Q? I have to use Q to strafe. Yeah, yeah. I'm working with Q to strafe. You don't want to see what would happen if I couldn't strafe. I need full, like, character control at this point, you know. Quip, I don't. No, I talked about it on the stream. I'm not like a big person for like clipping my stream bits. I probably should be, but
Greetings.
I don't know. There wasn't a lot to say about it, you know. It was sooner than I thought it was gonna be, and it's not really soon. It's close, but you know,
friend.
nah. I mean, I could clip stuff like that, but I just don't.
Greetings.
But we did talk about it quite a bit yesterday. We talked about it a little today too.
Light bless you.
Yeah, but Taxiarchus, I have to have them to move. That's the part that I'm trying to express. And I don't need them for spells. I have a Logitech G600 mouse. I have 12 buttons that I can easily hit with my thumb. My thumb moves like mere centimeters, and I can hit a bunch of... I appreciate you though, man, but I'm not lacking for keybinds. My mouse has it covered. My wife must be home. That's why my dog is exploding.
Well met. Be careful.
So what do we want to do now? I think we're like... We're 100% here in Elwyn. So now we gotta figure out what we want to do next. While we figure that out, guys, I am going to take a 5-minute break. Yeah, this seems like a good spot for it. Let's think about what we want to do next. I think we have done Moro stuff to do. Maybe we work on that. We can make a linen bag. Yeah, absolutely. I think we can make a linen bag. Did I not learn the linen bag recipe? Am I just not seeing it? No, I don't think I must not have learned it. Well, that's a shame. We'd have to head out to the tailoring trainer to do that. It's sad. It's sad, but there isn't one here. I didn't learn it. Yeah, I absolutely didn't learn it. That was a mistake. I think I was kind of broke. I think we're still kind of broke, actually. Alright guys, I am going to take a short break to stretch my legs, go say hello to my wife, and I'll be back in 5 to 7 minutes. I'll pin a little note If you want to stick around, I'd appreciate you being here. If you got to go, I appreciate that too, and thank you for being here as long as you have been. We will pin that, and I will be back soon. Oh god, what's been happening? Let me see. Okay, so we've got photo bombing going on, right? No, maybe. Everything seems fine. Everything seems fine. Also, my guild, someone in my guild has recognized me too. Oh god. Someone says, y'all got Rambles in this guild? They're like, who the hell is that? What are you talking about, man? He's blowing my cover. I'm just not talking in guild chat. You know I don't talk in guild chat. I know you're out there. I appreciate being in the guild, but I'm just not gonna talk in guild chat. I'm famous. It's not. That's not what it is. I don't think that's what it is. We are good here. But Hogs, if you're in chat, Hogs, what's up, man? What's up? Thanks for busting my cover in the guild. Someone was trying to photobomb the. What do I have to do? So like from now on, and it's fine. I think it's kind of harmless and funny. It's harmless and funny, but a part of me hates being manipulated. So maybe I'll just face a pixel. I'll stare at the wall. No one can photobomb me. I should just have an away screen. Obviously, I should stop being lazy, and I should just jump into like my Photoshop-esque program GIMP, and I should make some kind of screen for when I go away for a bit. You know, I'm not an artist. I don't know any artists. I can't really do a lot. But I could probably do something so that we can let the music play. I love letting the in-music play while I'm away. I think it's really charming music. And so I could let the music play but have like a screenshot overlay so that I don't have to worry about people doing weird stuff in my camera. At least I have all my say bubbles turned off. You know, people can't say stuff to the stream, and they can't they can't communicate at all. Yeah, just use a screenshot. That's fair, Justin. That's really easy. Thank you for that. Sometimes I'm stupid a lot of the time, and I have a hard time thinking of like simple solutions to problems, so I try to overthink them, and then I never come to any conclusions. So let's go back to Dunmorrow, right? Yeah, I think we still have stuff to finish up there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we got the stuff out here to the east. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. Yep, screenshot. I think that's, yeah. I'll do that from now on. And I could do it really quickly, too. You know, I could do it, like, instantly. Even if I took the screenshot, like, on the fly, I can do that. I can bust that out really quick. Staves and, yeah, I need to check weapons. The highest level is 47. We have a 47 paladin. And he's retired. But he made it to 47. He didn't die, he's still alive. I actually have him out. He's out in the Arathi Highlands right now. Okay, so humor me. I was fighting low-level stuff in the Arathi Highlands. We're level 47. I was fighting level 41 and 42 wolves. It's just as hard to kill them as it is to kill like a level 48. I'm still out of mana. And I'm at a third of my HP, even fighting level 41 or 42 enemies at level 47. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And then of course, like, I look up, like, you know, I'm stupid, so I finally look up, like, DPS rankings for Classic Era. And yeah, like, no duh, Paladin's, like, D tier. So it's not surprising that I can't even kill level 41 enemies with a shitty weapon. I felt really good about it, yeah, until we got stuck. Yeah, yes, that's exactly what it was. The grind started to get to me because we don't have a weapon. We don't have a weapon. We have an ancient weapon that deals no damage even to level 41 enemies because our weapon's like level 37, and it was just a green, so it was never very good. It was good for a brief moment, the moment we got it. Okay, so we need weapon trainers. He's right here. Yeah, he's like really close to the front.
Well met.
Oh, we can use daggers. We would need an... oh, damn, that's a lot of silver. Let's train stabs, and we'll have to leave it at that for now. Yeah, just in case. I feel like that's fine. Yeah, I'd rather have a nice big stat stick, like something with intellect on it. Yeah, and with the official servers, I think it's going to be a little better for melee classes. You know, you'll have some opportunity to get items on the auction house. I don't know like what the market's going to be like at level 47 or 50. It might still be very slim pickings is kind of my worry. Dunmorrow. Yeah, Robert, don't run out of town. Just go to Dunmorrow, man. Just do it right the first time. Yeah, like I said, part of me wants to roll a warrior. Oh, gosh. Why do I have so much fun on warriors? Part of me wants to roll a warrior still. Warrior, mage, rogue. I don't know. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, and they deal asinine damage. They're the only, like, they're considered the only S tier damage in this version of the game. I'd like to kill things quickly. And it hinges obviously on having a good weapon. That's the whole point, is like, you know, you're only going to deal good damage with a good weapon. The tailoring trainer, yeah, we could. Where's he at? Oh god, he's on the other side of town. I'm gonna be lazy. We'll hit the one in Ironforge. I think it'll be a little bit more convenient. Yep, that'll be fine. If it's not more convenient, it'll be the same distance. Yeah, Dana, the lighting in Classic Era is very different than the lighting in Retail for some reason, and I think that the lighting, the sun effects and the shadows are actually better looking in Classic Era for the most part, if we're talking about the old world zones. However, recently in Retail, they went back and they did a change to how lighting works. In those old zones, they changed the skybox too to increase the view distance. And these days, the old world zones in Retail are actually looking pretty good. I still prefer the way the lighting is handled in Classic for some reason. It feels deeper and richer to me, especially as you get into like late afternoon skyboxes and like evening skyboxes. But yeah, but the Retail ones are looking better when we're talking about the old world. Oh, look at that. That's convenient. Yeah, I feel like after the Cataclysm revamp, what suffered most in the skyboxes was like, yeah, the sunset and late afternoon times just like really don't look like it. It's weird. It's weird. There have been times in some expansions, I question in Retail whether or not there is a day-night cycle. Like, I'm pretty sure the Dragonflight zones have a day-night cycle. It just doesn't seem to really be as pronounced as the day-night cycles were in Classic, whereas like when it gets dark, it's actually dark. When it is sunset, it is actually sunset. Like, they try to keep the lighting, I feel like, pretty evenly bright in any time of day, which doesn't really work to actually convey the passing of time. It's weird. The naked man is following me? Nah. It was just a coincidence. Alright, so here, tailoring is still a pretty far distance from where I need to go. Yeah. Okay, we'll go grab it though. I won't be that lazy. There's never anybody in the cities anyway. Yeah, even when like hardcore is really popping off, like there's hardly ever anybody in the cities because like when you think about it, like usually people come hang out in the cities when they're max level. And they're like waiting on stuff to do, you know? But yeah, in hardcore there's never been a big population of people in the cities because everyone's out trying to level. And nobody's level 60, so they're not they can't just hang out, you know, they gotta go play the game.
You got my attention.
I wish they would seed in like some more NPCs and make the NPCs more active to kind of counter like how empty it is when there's no players, especially in cities where people don't congregate anyway. Like Stormwind is really the only place like people congregate in the first place. Yeah, I don't really have money for like all that. We're gonna grab the bag, right? And then what else? Any other green items with stats? Doesn't look like it. Heavy linen gloves, no. No, there's nothing. Why don't we already have this?
Safe
I
travels.
thought we already had that. What was I making? Oh, it was the brown one. Okay. This is the same looking robe. Got it. And so we want this. We need cloth bolts. Yeah, that's a good point too. You're also not coming here to use the auction house or trade. I still don't think you'd see people like hanging out and stuff the way that they do at max level, but you do have a good point. Right now there's not a lot of reason to be here. Maybe in official the cities will look a little bit busier because people will be using the you can use the bank, you know, I guess, but yeah, no auction house. Okay, what else? Coarse thread. We need a couple of them.
Welcome. Keep your feet on the ground.
There we go. Perfect. Operation, you have to know that Blizzard won't allow there to be a gambling scene around it. I mean, ultimately when people do stuff like that, and they might get away with doing stuff like that, but Blizzard isn't gonna like allow that to be a thing if it's widespread. But sure, I mean, I'm sure like people find ways to gamble about all kinds of stupid things. But I don't think it's gonna be a scene in the sense that it's gonna be like a big thing that anybody really has to think about, see, experience, or worry about. Yeah. No, I don't think we have to worry about that. I think what you're talking about is the niche of a niche of a niche. The smallest percentage of a group of people that barely exist to begin with. I think that's what you'd be talking about. Yeah, I just think like we're talking about real money, about hardcore deaths in classic era WoW. Each time I said one of those things, I chunked out a big chunk of humans who were not ever going to experience that. You know, firstly, classic era WoW, boom, a bunch of people gone. Secondly, real money, boom, bunch of people not going to do that. Like, we can narrow that down to a small segment of humanity that most of us will never encounter or have to worry about. Alright, so we're going this way. We are not going to do this elite questie yet. Once we... well, we might be able to. I think once we ding 14. If we ding 14, then maybe we could try it. I don't know. We might want to wait on that one. We did it on the warrior at like level 14 or 15. I feel like that went okay. You guys were right. You guys were right. He was following me. And he still is. Dun dun. Dun dun. Yeah, stranger danger. Yeah. Yep. It has been a weird couple days. I'm sure it just gets weirder and weirder. Yeah, the longer you're on the internet, especially in this way, the weirder it can get, I'm sure. I just appreciate that someone will spend their time that way. It's like, okay, sure. He's up to no good. I mean, he's probably just like wanting to be on the stream a little bit. I don't think he's got a lot of like bad. He's level 1, you know. He's obviously someone in chat who's probably watching right now, you know, and he probably just wants to be on the stream a little bit. I think it's probably pretty harmless. Not a lot he can do at level 1 to mess with us. He can't exactly get us killed in any conceivable manner, you know what I mean? So no, I just try to like assume positive intention or selfish intentions. Before I assume malice, I assume positivity or selfishness. Before I assume malice. Watching Asmongold play Classic was painful. Yeah, I didn't he like have to stop playing hardcore because people wouldn't leave him alone and let him play? I feel like that's no good, you know. I feel like that's no good. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, malice implies that you're trying to get me killed or you're trying to grief me in some way. If you're just trying to follow me around and do the laugh emote 100 times, I can disable my dialogue sounds. I don't have to hear it. You know? That doesn't really bother me. The horde kept killing him too. Well, that's kind of... Isn't that kind of his fault for, like, was he on a PvP server? Like, that's kind of his fault. Yeah, I mean, if you're a big streamer, you probably just can't play on a PvP server. What do you expect? I mean, that's just stupidity. Not that he's stupid at all, but it's stupid to expect I'm a big streamer with 50,000, 100,000 people in my chat. I'm gonna play on a PvP server like that. Like they're not gonna come and kill you. Like he knows that. You know what I mean? It's content. You know. When people are killing him over and over again on stream, like that is content. You know. It's not like he doesn't know what's going on. It's not like he doesn't expect it. He knows he's on a PvP server and he's not stupid, so we have to assume he's doing it. It's for content. He quit playing WoW. Asmongold has quit playing WoW several times because people who play WoW for a long time, they stop playing sometimes. And then there's a new expansion or a new launch and then they come back. So yeah, Noble quit playing WoW too to go play Final Fantasy. And like, yeah, because Shadowlands sucked. But like eventually these people come back. It's fine. I can roll with a little bit of prodding because ultimately like it's just not real life, you know. It doesn't even have a lot of, like, nothing that can really happen here can have a lot of real world ramifications if we're talking about the actions of a person in the game. Worst case scenario, someone manages to get my character killed. At the end of the day, that's not really a big deal to me. What does he do now? He reacts to other people's videos and shares his thoughts. Yeah. Like, Asmongold still be doing his thing regardless of what game he's playing or not playing. Because his content isn't just like from gameplay, it's a lot of just him reacting to stuff, talking about stuff, having conversations with his chat. I appreciate his take on things, so I check his channel for videos and I just see like what's he talking about today. And if it's anything that has any bearing on me, like I'll usually check it out. I appreciate his thoughts about stuff. Even if it is like him having thoughts about someone else's thoughts, I still feel like it's a good perspective. He reacts to others reacting to him. Yeah, it's a reactception. Yeah, I mean, he's got a big personality and he's really smart. And so, like, people mainly just want to see him react to and talk about stuff. Like, that's what his content mainly is now. When you have a super entertaining persona and you have, like, intelligent and thought out takes on most issues, then, you know, you can have your content mainly be that. What's going on here is what we call a problem. Now, we can't get involved in this. We all agree this guy is probably toast. We can't help him. Nothing we could have done. Oh, he's gonna get away. Oh, he got lucky. Yeah, see, he was in trouble. Huckle almost went down. Level 12 warrior almost rip. He's still waiting on the Genshin Impact sponsor before he streams it. He should wait on it. Yeah, if Genshin Impact wants Asmongold to play the game, then they should sponsor a stream. Because they're going to get about a bazillion new players out of that stream. People who are just going to pop out and try it, who never would have installed it. So yeah, they should pay him. Absolutely. Why can't I help? No, in that situation, RVN, it was just that if I got on that aggro chain, I would have died. I was wondering, like, it's like The Walking Dead. Like, are we strong enough and is it safe enough to help? Because once we get bit, that's it. It only takes 1 second. And so that's what I meant when I thought, like, can we help him? I thought, like, is it even safe for me to try to save this guy? This person has 4 trogs running after him. So, yeah. It's like, yeah. They sponsored it for Honkai Star Rail. I can't even pronounce that. It's going to happen? Good, it should happen. Of course it's a gacha game. It's a gacha game for people who want to get got. If you're a person who's going to get got, then the game is going to get you. If you're not a person who's going to get got, then you're fine. Like, yeah, that's the line. You have to know what kind of... Before you play a game like that, you have to understand key things about yourself that most human beings never come to understand. And the important part for that one, you have to know, am I easily manipulated? Am I easily manipulated? Is this game going to make me want things that I have to spend my real life money on? Am I going to get taken in? Like, and at some level, like, if you're a person who spends a lot of money on free-to-play games, you already know this about yourself. Like me, I'm never going to spend money in a game just to buy cosmetics or looks or character power. And so, like, I know that about... So basically, like, I tend to avoid those games. But if I were to try one, it wouldn't get me, you know? Yeah, I don't play pay-to-win games. Yep, some games are pay-to-win, that's like by design. And, you know, there are people who like that kind of thing, but yeah, I avoid them. Yeah, Vic, exactly. You played it for about a year, never once was tempted to swipe the credit card. Like, yeah, you just played the game, and then when you were done with it, you put it down. But like, yeah, some people are not capable of doing that, but that's not the game's fault. It's not the fault of people who realize that about people, and they're gonna make money off of it. It's like they're offering something, and some people want to swipe their card, and other people don't. Ultimately, it's a choice. Free to play for those with self-control, and maybe not so free for anybody else. And what happens, you know, is sometimes like you can have a free-to-play game with okay content, because if they're making enough money, they can make okay content, and so that can benefit even the people who are not paying to play it. That can benefit the free-to-play players too. I would rather pay for a game, and even pay a sub, and just get everything the game has to offer, not have to worry about that stuff, because that's just simpler. What are we looking for here? We need a couple more bone snappers. I'm going to focus up a bit so I don't get us killed in this cave. Skull thumper here that we don't need. Well, that's cool. We don't really need it, but it's a different look if we want it. We could definitely make it. Wear it for a bit. Level 13 GH. Yeah. Not very far along at all. We got a couple of guys coming up on us here. Here we go. We're gonna get both of them probably. Yep, here we go. 1, 2. And there we go, we are done. Joel, thanks, I guess. Robert, in the arcane tree, you actually can spec into improved wands as a mage, but I think you have to get into the second tier of the arcane tree. And I don't know if there's a lot of good stuff in the first tier of the arcane tree, but you can improve your wands a little bit on the mage in classic era. To where, like, you know, you could freeze people in place and then you could focus on wanding them down. Definitely something you could do. But I don't think it's quite as powerful as the Priest wand build. The Priest is like a melee caster, basically, and the wand really allows them to be. James, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. That's right, Robert. It's only 2 points, but what's the percentages on it, though? Because I don't know what the percentage improvement for per point is. See, this is only 5. So it's going to be 25% at the end of it. What percentage is the arcane tree? Because I feel like it's more than 5. I feel like the arcane tree wand spec in classic isn't just 5% per point. I feel like it's more than that. It's 13 each point, Justin? And so that's better. Yeah, it's got... Oh, okay, so guys, listen, it's going to be 25% either way. So yeah, but the thing is, think about it like this. The wand for the mage, they have it better. Because they only have to spend 2 points to get 25% increase. And the priests are going to have to spend... Oh, you're telling me it's 13. Okay, so... Is it better for mages then? Do we get higher percentage, or is it basically the same? If it's 13 per 1 point, then it's better. If it's 13 with both points and then 25 with all 5, then yeah, it's not as good, but still more efficient with the talent points. I still feel like that's pretty good. Like just for 2 points. You know, for 2 points, that's not bad. Brian's girlfriend Emma for making an amazing potato salad. You're awesome. Buzzkiller, it seems like my viewer count has grown. Yeah, I mean, it's been doing okay. Yeah, I don't have any real complaints. Sometimes I feel like YouTube could show like more new people my stuff, and maybe they would like it. But you know, what can I can't really complain about much. Yeah, I feel like on the mage, like eventually you're not really gonna need to wand or want to wand. How did I get these people on my aggro chain? I did nothing to these people. And yet, you know, because we're having a lot of weirdness, it's almost like when I have bubble on, any enemy who's fighting anybody anywhere near me, as soon as that person leashes the enemy, if they pass me while I have myself bubbled, they aggro me. I feel like that's incredibly rude. I feel like it's incredibly rude. Hurrah, you think BG3 will have 300 people in the chat? That'd be a pretty big number, man. I've seen YouTubers streaming who are much bigger than me, and they don't hit 300 concurrent. So I don't know. I mean, I hope so. That'd be very hopeful. You'd think that, but listen to this. Often YouTube tells creators, "Hey, you should try something new. You should try something new and step outside your comfort zone. It'll be good for your channel." Unfortunately, the reality of the algorithm is when a creator on YouTube tries something new, you take a big hit to your metrics, unless that new thing is something that's really popping off. And so, like, yeah, you'd think like BG3, big new game, you know, could pull people in, but sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. I'm gonna stream it day 1, minute 1 as soon as Steam lets us install it, because the thing about it is they're not letting us preload it. They're not letting us preload the game. It's like my internet speed is amazing. And so what's going to happen though is that the Steam servers are going to be bogged down, and they're going to be capping people at like kilobytes per second download speeds. It has the potential to be a really bad launch day, and I wish they'd thought it out a little bit more, because I feel like a lot of people are not going to get to play until the next day. Like for me, the game becomes available at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's when they say I'll be able to install it, because listen, there's not going to be a preload, so that's the installation time. If I wasn't capped by the Steam servers taking a dump, like, then I would be downloading it instantly. I'd have it downloaded within 15 minutes, because I happen to be lucky enough to have really good internet. But the thing that's going to happen is not that. That's what I worry about. And like, we'll be able to play it on Thursday for sure. I just don't think we'll be able to play it at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or anywhere close to that. If we're super lucky, we'll be able to get it on by like 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon for me. So, yeah. Yeah, Tweety, everything feeds into it showing things, but like sometimes it shows people things randomly. And sometimes it only shows new people stuff if a topic is really like hot right now in the algorithm. And sometimes it's completely unpredictable. Yeah, YouTube does not often or always reward you for trying something new. Even if the new thing is pretty popular. It really depends on a lot of other stuff. And keeping in mind, especially a game like BG3, like BG3 has had content creators, like making content for it, for like 5 years. You know, the game's been in early access and these people have already played the crap out of it, so they've already built up their following of like people who are interested in BG3. So when you're someone like me who like, I didn't want spoilers, I didn't want to play Act 1 of BG3 over and over and over and over again until I have what they call Act 1 burnout. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to see the game when it was done. And so not playing it through early access, like, that's not going to make it easier for people to find me when I start playing Baldur's Gate 3. They're going to go to Wolfheart Gaming or one of those guys, and they're going to watch their stream because they've been doing content for the game for this long. And YouTube knows to push people who are looking for Baldur's Gate 3 content. It knows to push it to them because their channels are going to bring more viewers, which is going to be more ad money for YouTube. And so that's why when you're a smaller channel like mine, like trying new games does not often help you. Script, have a good night, man. Take care. See you next time. Let's see. Joe, they're doing well. Thanks for asking. The mage died in Skull Rock, Justin. Yeah, we got the mage killed in Skull Rock the other day. The warlock I deleted a long time ago because I found it kind of boring. After I had the epiphany about how melee characters are useless in solo self-found, I did have big regret about deleting the warlock. And I can't undelete the warlock right now because this character shares a name with the warlock. And it's a different faction, so it doesn't give you the rename option when you undelete. So I just can't undelete the warlock right now. Yeah, I mean, my hope with BG3 is that it's an amazing game that people enjoy playing and that they also want to watch other people play because of like the variety, the different things that can happen in a playthrough. That's my hope. Is that it will be one of those games that not only has infinite replay potential, but where you want to see like what other people are doing and what their journey's like. And then if that's the case, like I hope it can be a game that we can play on the channel for like years and years to come. Because that would be awesome. Because let's be honest, like it's not like we're gonna get a new MMO anytime soon. So like, if we want to like expand out and try new things and have new journeys, it's gonna have to be like something outside of the genre. Because yeah, we're just not gonna get a new MMO anytime soon. We got New World, you know, and that was like, oh god. If only they'd have continued working on that game for another year before releasing it, maybe we'd still be playing some New World from time to time. Forgot to talk to the body first before killing the bear. Big miss. Oh, lag, Tweety. I do seem fine on my end. Let me know if it keeps up, guys. Everything looks fine on my end. I could have had a lag spike and not seen it. Usually OBS tells me if we've had lag, but I could have missed it. It looks good now, so let me know if it keeps up. Yeah, the combat in New World was okay. You know, when you don't have a lot of abilities, or you feel like you only got 3 abilities, it makes it kind of repetitive. And you could weapon swap and stuff. You know, if you wanted to press more buttons in a fight, you weapon swap, I guess. Yeah, it seems like it might have gotten boring after playing like lots and lots of time. But I don't know, you know, it depends, because maybe you just find a weapon that feels really good. I really enjoyed like the big 2-handed hammer. I feel like you find a weapon that feels really good, or a combination of weapons that feels good, and then maybe like only having those same buttons isn't so bad. Does intellect increase my overall all intellect does is increases our mana pool in Classic, I think. I don't even think it plays into spell power. Let's see, let's read it. Oh, crit. There we go. Mana points and chance to score a crit. It increases the rate at which weapon skills are improved. Who knew that? Yeah, so it has its mana and crit, but it's not spell power, and it's not wand power. I didn't know about the increasing the ability to learn weapons. That's pretty interesting, actually. Anita, you think it's impressive how I hold 140 viewers a day? There are a bunch of channels you watch that struggle to get 40 to 50 on YouTube but have 100k plus subs. Do they play WoW though? Are they playing WoW? Because it probably has to do with like the popularity of their content and not the popularity of their channel. You know what I mean? Like, listen to this. When I was playing D4, I'd get like 50 people in. You know? When I play something outside of my wheelhouse, a lot less people care about it. You know what I mean? So like, I guess it depends on what they were playing. If they're just variety gamers, then yeah. Because like, also keep in mind, like, YouTube is not really a place that people look for variety gaming streamers. People are going to look on Twitch for that. You know, they're going to watch Carnage, somebody like that on Twitch. The reason why what I do works is, like, firstly, I built 4 years of content and 4 years of the channel before I ever turned down the stream. That's part of it, but the other part of it is that I play World of Warcraft, which is very popular, even casually among people who don't play. But if I were to turn on like any old game I wanted on any given day of the week, I would not have 140 people in this chat. That's the absolute truth of it. Yeah, see, variety, I would be the same. I'd probably be less. If I wanted to play like a brand new game that just came out, I'd probably have about 30 or 40 people who are interested in watching for a little bit. And I would be very excited to have even that. That's kind of what I mean when I say like BG3 could be good, but for streaming for me, BG3 probably won't be so good. Now I think BG3, my immersive recorded series, I think that will do okay. You know? Because that hits a group of people who they want to see the game play out, but they don't want to deal with the chat interactions. They don't necessarily want to see my face. They just want to see the game play out in like an immersive kind of way. So like I think that content will do well for the channel, but that's what I mean when I say that I don't know if a BG3 stream is going to do really well, except for maybe that first day. A lot of big channels have dead subs. Yeah, Tim, that's true as well, right? But I think I probably have a lot of dead subs too. You know. Yeah, I definitely don't, my subs don't grow a lot, you know, so I hope that they're all living subs, because they don't grow lots, yeah, especially not this year. My son asked me when I was going to get my YouTube play button, the plaque they give you for 100,000 and a million, and I told him I'd probably be 70, like if I lived that long, I'd probably be 70 by the time I got my 100K. But that I probably would not live long enough to get my 100K at the rate that I'm growing currently. And he told me that he would be sad when I died, but he would happily take over the channel and carry it on for me. So that we can get that play button, get that plaque. No, no, Auntie. No. Dead subs, as in somebody once subscribed to my channel for some reason, but they don't watch my channel. That's a dead sub, man. Come on. We're not talking. I wouldn't so callously and casually talk about human lives. Come on now. No, a dead sub refers to like someone subbed, let's say like they subbed when I was playing Outward back in the day, and they just never unsubbed and they never watched my content though. That's what a dead sub is. Of course, the other thing is possible too, but that's just not the issue. Sinner, careful there, because I only loosely know what that means, but I know it's not really like a thing you say to somebody, and you don't mean it positively necessarily. So careful there. But good afternoon to you in the meantime. I'd say careful making assumptions about anybody just because they look a certain way. That's what I would say. But it's the internet, so nobody does that. Highest level in hardcore is our 47 paladin, who is still alive, but he's tired. The wand is 30 yards, actually. It seems like quite a ways. It's not about how you look, it's about what I do. Since you know basically nothing about what I do on a day-to-day basis or how I live my life, I'd still say that it's stupid to judge anybody with made-up internet terminology. But you can do it, I'm just giving you my opinion about it. The pinned message lives forever, yeah. The pinned message never gets unpinned, unless my wife tells me to unpin it, or somebody mentions it like it just happened. Oh, okay, Sinner, I get you. Yeah, I get you. I totally understand, I just don't care. So there's that. That one wasn't a timeout, no. That was a we don't need to have this conversation or really any other conversation kind of thing. I'm having too good a day, quite frankly. I gave it a couple replies, you know. I said how I honestly felt. It was gonna fall on deaf ears, so that's when I'm done. 'Cause it's the internet, and it's a game, silly. Red Robin, you can find wands out in the world, and wine out in the world too, for that matter. And you can get them from vendors, you can get them as quest rewards, you can get wands all over the place. The earliest, sometimes, way to get a wand is to craft it yourself, otherwise you're kind of at the mercy of quest or drop rates. Yeah, there's a vendor that sells like white wands, but they're like very expensive, and they're not as good as the lesser magic or greater wand. So there's options, but... Brian, have a good rest of your day, man. Yeah, you and your girl. Take care out there. We'll see you next time. I don't need seers yet. Seers are for the next part of the quest. Oh, how'd I miss this? This is why I need mods. Oh god. There we go. Sometimes things slip through my cracks. I got it. I finally went back and found it. What my kid does, Clint, is like he doesn't eat a lot at school because they only give kids 30 minutes to eat because they think that's a reasonable amount of time for like really hyper kids who want to socialize. They think it's reasonable to let them eat for 30 minutes and like that's going to be enough time. And so my kid barely eats anything at home, man. He brings all of his food home. Then he wants to eat all the food at home and then all the food that was in his lunchbox. It doesn't really save us any money on lunches and stuff because like he just comes home and eats twice as much. It's crazy. It is foggy here, isn't it? Yeah, it happens sometimes. Sometimes it gets so foggy that it actually limits your ability to see mobs in the distance. Yeah, it's not enough time. No, and what they do, Clint, is they tell them this. This is the messed up thing. They say, when you're done with your food, you can go out for recess. And so, like, they rush through their food. They don't eat any of it. And then they all go out for recess. And then by the time I pick my kid up from school, like he's happy for about 5 seconds, and then he gets super cranky because he's so hungry and hangry. Yeah, and then like, you know, we come home and I'll make him some scrambled eggs or some SpaghettiOs and meatballs or something to try to get like real food into him stat. But then his blood sugar goes from being too low to being super high, and then he still has problems. Because you're supposed to eat throughout the day, not like all at once or not at all type of thing. You spit out your drink, sorry man. But yeah, they're like, oh yeah, the kids will decide on their own to eat their food instead of going outside. Yeah, that's what 8 and 9-year-olds will do. Yeah, they'll sit there and patiently eat all their food even though their friends are going out to the playground. It's crazy. Yeah, they got a little bit of time after they eat, but it's like they have 30 minutes to be in the lunchroom. And then they think they have like 20 minutes to be outside, but if they finish up early in the lunchroom, they can go outside. And so it's like, yeah, my kid will eat one thing. He'll eat like a protein bar, and then he'll go outside. And then the rest of his food sits there in his lunchbox. Because, you know, he has a friend that probably didn't eat anything, and they're already outside. He wants to go play. It's public. So I can't go on. I'm not supposed to go on education rants in the stream. But that's my education rant for today. Yeah, they should tell them flat out. They should be like, okay, you are going to sit here and you're going to effing eat for 30 minutes. And you're not going anywhere until 30 minutes have passed and that food is gone. Then you can go outside for 30 minutes. If you've eaten your food. But that would require people to like be employed to monitor the lunchroom. You know, they'd have to pay human beings to be in the lunchroom, to monitor the kids, to interact with the kids, to check on the small kids, to make sure that they're eating. Like, they don't want to pay those people, and if they did, nobody wants the jobs because the jobs wouldn't pay enough. So it's an improbability thing. Yeah, but you got guys, I can't rant about the public education system in America though. It's on the no-fly list of rants. Yeah. Hey, it's raining now. Oh, that's nice. You can use Leatrix Plus to change the fog density, Alex? No, you can't. No, you cannot. What are you to? What is this? What is? Oh my god. What? What? What is this? Oh my dear lord. How? If an add-on can do this, there's not an add-on that can make my undead look like it has skin on it just for us. If an add-on can do this and actually manipulate the weather density, why is there not an add-on to make my Forsaken not have bones sticking out? That's yeah, Alex, that's crazy. What in the heck? They can't affect how your character appears because it's TOS. Even if it only changed for me, I get that you can't it can't look differently to other people. But yeah, if it's against terms of service, it makes sense why there's not an add-on like that. They'd be able to keep it, so I want an add-on that only changes it for me looking at my character. Like everyone else in the world looking at me, like with the weather. Like the weather's gonna look like however it looks for everyone, unless you got the add-on going. So like I just don't want to see the bones. Everyone else is still gonna see a normal Forsaken character in my mind, like as I'm thinking of this. There's a blue post going up about this now. Yeah, right. I wish. Yeah, because like I know some people want them the way they are. That should totally be a thing. I just don't want to look at it. Yeah, I just want it to be replaced with like a human body that has the blue skin or whatever. That's basically what I would want a mod to do. That make my Forsaken simply be like a human with blue skin. Done and done. Someone who said that's called a human. No. A Forsaken is a human who has died and been reincarnated with magic. They were human. I just want them to look more human-esque. I want them to be Forsaken. I get what you said. I get what you did. But your argument is not valid. That's not a valid riposte to what I said. And like, yeah, so like, yes, Clint, exactly. So like, if I put on robes and it covered up my bony elbows, I would be okay with that, and my spine too. But what happens is like you put on robes, and then like your sleeves hang. They just float. Your sleeves are floating. They're floating in midair. They're floating. Nothing's holding them on. Nothing's holding them to the rest of the robe. The sleeves are floating. They're detached from the robe, and it makes no sense. And as someone who likes to play like closer in, it's immersion breaking, and I don't like it. I am not a fan of floating sleeves. This intensity might be too much. Like, is this the normal intensity? Because now I don't know. If I uncheck this, yeah, nothing happens. If I check it, I can like adjust it. Unreal. Yeah, in China they can't show skulls, skeletons, or stuff like that in their media. Yeah, they have a lot of controls on what can and cannot be displayed. I'm gonna run from these guys. Yeah, 2 level 12s. Yeah, I'll pass. I hit the one guy with Shadow Word Pain. Oh no, maybe somebody else did. Operation, I hope it's basically even. I'm not sure. I think that like chances are, if it's not going to be basically even, then there will probably be more Alliance players, I guess. That's a good question though. What, you know, and like how much will it affect anything? I'm not sure. It's a good question. How would they? There's no way to handle like. There's no way to handle faction imbalance in like a hardcore server type scenario. Currently it's 60% Alliance. Yeah, it'll probably be very similar to that, I would say. In classic era, like I feel like more people play Alliance. Now if the Horde got Blood Elves, then you know you might see it even out a bit. But you know that would did the priest who just helped me just die? Firstly, no one helped me just now. If you're talking about the person who cast Shadow Word Pain on one of the Trogs as I ran away that I thought was my Shadow Word Pain, that person wasn't helping me. When you tag mobs off of somebody who's running away, like you're not helping them, they're already leashing the mobs, and I wasn't close to death. So if that person got themselves killed by tagging 2 mobs that were chasing me, I don't know, maybe they died, but that's their problem. That's definitely not me getting them killed, and I don't appreciate it being phrased that way. Because I think we can see that obviously that's not what happened. Thanks. Yeah, throwing up a single Shadow Word Pain on 2 guys as you're releasing them, that's not helping anybody, man. It just isn't. I get what you're saying, but the phrasing there, yeah, just not good. And no, I don't see a body, so I think they're probably fine. Yeah, I don't know. They could have died. Sure. The answer to are they dead is maybe. Like, and ultimately it doesn't. It's not my problem. Dakota, I sometimes drink green tea. When I drink tea, I drink green tea, but usually I'm just drinking coffee and water. I used to have like times in my life where I'd like take a break from coffee and I would drink green tea for like 6 or 7 months. I have not done that in years. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the priest we just saw too, Clint. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were fine. Yeah, it'd be hard for a priest to die because they put a Shadow Word Pain on an enemy that someone else was leashing. Like that'd be a... They'd have to stand there, take their hands off the keyboard, and let 2 mobs hit them in the face until they died in order for them to actually die from that. Yeah. We need 2 more scouts and we can get out of here. I should focus up and try to just find the scouts. We got Trog, Scout, Trog. Could be what we do. This guy back here, did you see him just kind of standing there for a minute? Almost as if he could not figure out what he should do. Like, he took a minute where he just was not really attacking us, it didn't seem. That was a little bit strange behavior. A white leather bag. 8 slots. Hey, that's pretty nifty. I like how it looks too. That's cool. We were almost full on inventory also. That gave us 2 more slots to work with. What are we looking for now? Just the Trog teeth? We still need a bunch more. Let's grind this out here because I'm not going to do the next part of this right now. Let's grind the teeth out on the easier guys because yeah, we're not coming back to do the seers and the other guys until like level 15 or something like that. They're a little bit tougher. They do exist. I think I have never seen a 6-slot one drop. I've never seen a 6-slot white bag, but I think I've seen one like this before. At least once. Operation, it sounds like she doesn't want you to succeed in life. It sounds like she might be trolling you. You should marry her and live with her forever. You see how I targeted this guy? I hit him and then I continued to fight him? That's more like helping somebody who's clearly trying to run away. It's a lot more like helping them than putting a single damage over time on them and then not doing anything else. Really there I was only helping myself because I wanted the tag, so... I'm saying marry her as counter-trolling. Yeah, you're not wrong. I feel like when it's operation I can do that and it's fine. I don't see it as trolling. I see it as kind of giving like a glib reply to kind of a silly thing. I don't see it as counter trolling. I see it as giving like a glib kind of sarcastic reply to a silly thing, which I feel like is not exactly trolling. Unless like all sarcasm is trolling, then maybe. Trolling is when I repeat what people say back to them and tell them you do it. That's when you know I'm trying to counter troll. Is where I just like say the thing the person said, but I tell them to do it. That's really my only move. Something like that. That's a positive spin on everything, yeah. Yeah, me and operations relationship started when he tried to like degrade against the entire state of California. Like he was like, everyone in California is this, and that was how we met. So if we got through the everybody in California is these negative things because my uncle said so, if we got through that, then we're fine, I think. Because that was how we started. That was before I had my no troll policy, so like we survived the trolling phase because I was like determined back then not to remove anybody from the chat. Yeah. I was determined to like talk people through the ways in which they were being slightly ignorant. And so that was like a different era. That was a different era for the channel. But yeah, you lived through it, and now we are where we are. Alright, we're going up to Keranos next. And by Keranos, I mean Thelsamar, probably. Yeah, I always get the dwarf towns confused. We've got rat catching, we've got a cooking quest, and a couple other things. Did I miss the guy? No, this guy patrols the road. This guy patrols the road. Joey, tell your boss that I said that you're taking the rest of the day off to watch the stream and hang out. Yeah, just tell him. He's okay with it. Yeah. Me and him, we go back a long ways. Me, him, and Jay Leno used to hang out back in the 60s. We drive around and stuff. So you just tell him I said that you're taking off for the rest of the day. Oh god, Mr. Jackpots, don't encourage him. I talked to him about this and we got through it. Don't encourage him. Yeah, Mr. Jackpots, we were in Nam together. Yeah, you can tell him that, you know, he owes me a couple. So, he'll know what you mean, and then you can go, you just go ahead, you say that, don't wait for a reaction, because you know how he is, he's kind of slow to react, so just like, after that, just take the rest of the day off. Yeah. Yeah, Red Robin, I'm generally unpleased when anybody passes away. I'm just as sad for like an unknown child in an apartment building somewhere as I am for someone who was a major icon in American pop culture. Actually, I'm probably more sad for the first one, though, in reality. Recommended add-on for hardcore mode? The hardcore add-on. This guy here. Other than that, like it's all flavor, it's all your choice. Some people like a lot of add-ons. I like to keep it kind of add-on light, although over time I have incorporated more and more add-ons. Questie is almost a staple. Questie is how we know where to pick up quests, where the objectives are. So if you don't want to like struggle through and find your own way, like Questie's good. Bagnon for the inventory condensing, and Leatrix Plus for automatically selling your junk and repairing you are a couple of good ones. I feel like I'm using like the minimum add-on kit. Like if you're a person who's okay with add-ons, but you don't want like to be overwhelmed with them, then the ones I'm using are like pretty basic, depending on like what you want. Yeah, I need Bagnon too. I hate how the default bags look now. Yeah, I have to have Bagnon. Alright, do I want to set the Hearthstone here? Right now, I'm set in Goldshire. That could be fine. This is not a very big zone when we're tackling this area, so maybe I just leave it in Goldshire for now? Maybe? I don't know. Is there a point to leave it in Goldshire? Only for when we head over into Westfall. Maybe I'll just set it here for now. Make a hardcore where no one can take flight paths. I think that would just annoy a bunch of people and make them not play. It's a cool concept, don't get me wrong. But I think that would just annoy a bunch of people and they wouldn't play. I don't have the cooking quest. Why did I not see it? Was I just being oblivious? Yeah, it's not below level, so I was just being oblivious. It's getting to that point in the day. Yeah. It is getting to that point in the day, actually. That's a good point that I made to myself just now. Guys, it's been great. It's been fun. I've had a blast today. I really appreciate you guys all being here. I think I'm going to take a break here. We're 3.5 hours in. And yeah, I think I'm going to help my wife with dinner and spend some time with the family, take the dogs outside, and enjoy some of the beautiful weather that I'm actually having. But yeah, it's been fun. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate all of the support. We will be back tomorrow right here on the Priest, picking stuff up. This is a great place to just like stop. We're going to have all these quests to work on tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. We'll do some fishing over in the lock, and we'll have a good time. Thank you guys again, and as always, take care of yourselves out there in the real world, and take care of each other. And we'll see you back here again very soon.